Counterpart. A person or thing that has the same position or function as somebody/something else in a different place or situation. For example, the foreign minister held talks with his Chinese counterpart.
Coup. A sudden change of government that is illegal and often violent. For example, he seized power in a military coup in 2008.
Courage.
Courage. The ability to do something dangerous, or to face pain or opposition, without showing fear. For example, he showed great courage and determination. Crack. To break without dividing into separate parts, to break something in this way. For example, the ice cracked as I stepped onto it.
Craft. An activity involving a special skill at making things with your hands. For example, traditional crafts like basket weaving. Craft. An activity involving a special skill at making things with your hands. For example, traditional crafts like basket weaving. Crawl. To move forward on your hands and knees or with your body close to the ground. For example, our baby is just starting to crawl.
Credibility.
Credibility. The quality that something has that makes people believe or trust them. For example, to gain a lack or lose credibility.
Critical.
Critical. Saying what you think is bad about somebody/something. For example, you should just ignore any critical comments.
Critically.
Critically. In a way that says what you think is bad about somebody/something. For example, she spoke critically of her father.
Criticize. To say that you think something is bad, to say what you do not like or think is wrong about something. For example, all you ever do is criticize. Crown. An object in the shape of a circle, usually made of gold and precious stones, that a king or queen wears on his or her head on official occasions. For example, the crown was placed upon the new monarch's head.
Cry. A loud sound without words that expresses a strong feeling. For example, cry of something.
Cue. An action or event that is a signal for somebody to do something. For example, cue for something.
Curve.
Curve. To move or make something move in the shape of a curve, to be in the shape of a curve. For example, a curving staircase.
Custody. The legal right or duty to take care of or keep somebody/something, the act of taking care of something/somebody. For example, who will have custody of the children?
Damage.
Damage. Physical harm caused to something which makes it less attractive, useful, or valuable. For example, serious or severe damage.
Damage.
Damage. Physical harm caused to something which makes it less attractive, useful, or valuable. For example, serious or severe damage.
Damaging.
Damaging. Causing damage, having a bad effect on something. For example, damaging consequences to effects.
Dancing.
Dancing. Moving your body to music. For example, there was music and dancing till 2 in the morning. Danger. The possibility of something happening that will injure, harm or kill somebody, or damage or destroy something. For example, danger. Keep out.
Dangerous. likely to injure or harm somebody, or to damage or destroy something. For example, the situation is extremely dangerous.
Dear. Used at the beginning of a letter before the name or title of the person that you are writing to. For example, Dear Sir or Madam. Dear. Used at the beginning of a letter before the name or title of the person that you are writing to. For example, Dear Sir or Madam.
Decade.
Decade. A period of 10 years, especially a continuous period, such as 1910 to 1919 or 2000 to 2009. For example, the early decades of the 19th century. Dedication. The hard work and effort that somebody puts into an activity or a purpose because they think it is important. For example, hard work and dedication.
Deed. A thing that somebody does that is usually very good or very bad. For example, it's a stirring tale of heroic deeds.
Deem. To have a particular opinion about somebody/something. For example, deem somebody/something plus noun.
Deep. Having a large distance from the top or surface to the bottom. For example, a deep hole, a well or river. Deep. Having a large distance from the top or surface to the bottom. For example, a deep hole, a well or river.
Defense. The act of protecting somebody/something from attack, criticism, etc. For example, in defense of somebody/something. Defend. To protect somebody/something from attack. For example, defend somebody/something.
Defensive. Protecting somebody/something against attack. For example, as a defensive measure he built a series of coastal forts and watchtowers.
Defy. To refuse to obey or show respect for somebody in authority, a law, a rule, etc. For example, I wouldn't have dared to defy my teachers.
Delay.
Delay. A period of time when somebody/something has to wait because of a problem that makes something slow or late. For example, commuters will face long delays on the roads today.
Delay.
Delay. A period of time when somebody/something has to wait because of a problem that makes something slow or late. For example, commuters will face long delays on the roads today.
Delegate.
Delegate. A person who is chosen or elected to represent the views of a group of people and vote and make decisions for them. For example, Congress delegates rejected the proposals. Delegation. A group of people who represent the views of an organization, a country, etc. For example, the Dutch delegation to the United Nations.
Demand.
Demand. To make a very strong request for something. For example, demand something.
Demonstrate.
Demonstrate. To show something clearly by giving proof or evidence. For example, demonstrate that.
Demonstration.
Demonstration. A public meeting or a march equals an organized walk by many people, at which people show that they are protesting against or supporting somebody/something. For example, to take part in go on a demonstration.
Denounce.
Denounce. To strongly criticize somebody as something that you think is wrong, illegal, etc. For example, denounce somebody as something.
Dependence. The state of needing the help and support of somebody/something in order to survive or be successful. For example, our relationship was based on mutual dependence.
Dependent. Needing somebody or something in order to survive or be successful. For example, a woman with several dependent children.
Depict. To show an image of somebody/something in a picture. For example, depict somebody/something as somebody/something.
Depth. The distance from the top or surface to the bottom of something, a particular distance down from the surface of something. For example, depth of something.
Describe.
Describe. To say what somebody/something is like. For example, describe somebody/something.
Description.
Description. A piece of writing or speech that says what somebody/something is like, the act of writing or saying in words what somebody/something is like. For example, follow the link below for a more detailed description.
Desert.
Desert. A large area of land that has very little water and very few plants growing on it. Many deserts are covered by sand. For example, the Sahara Desert.
Designate.
Designate. To say officially that somebody/something has a particular character or name, to describe somebody/something in a particular way. For example, be designated as something.
Detect.
Detect. To discover or notice something, especially something that is not easy to see, hear, etc. For example, the tests are designed to detect the disease early. Detection. The process of discovering or noticing something, especially something that is not easy to see, hear, etc., the fact of being discovered or noticed. For example, crime prevention and detection.
Dictate.
Dictate. To tell somebody what to do, especially in an annoying way. For example, dictate something to somebody.
Differ.
Differ. To be different from somebody/something. For example, they hold differing views.
Difference. The way in which two people or things are not like each other, the way in which somebody or something has changed. For example, Americans and Brits speak the same language. Different. Not the same as somebody/something, not like somebody/something else. For example, different from somebody or something.
Differently.
Differently. In a different way from somebody/something. For example, boys and girls may behave differently. Dig. To make a hole in the ground or to move soil from one place to another using your hands, a tool, or a machine. For example, I think I'll do some digging in the garden.
Direct.
Direct. Without stopping or changing direction or vehicle. For example, direct to something.
Disability. A physical or mental condition that makes it difficult for somebody to do some things that most other people can do. For example, a physical/developmental/intellectual disability.